You're watching HuffPost Live. I'm Alicia Menendez. If you're a fashionista, then it's the most wonderful time of the year. Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week starts tomorrow with the world's top designers debuting their fall 2013 collections. We're joined by fashion designer Rachel Roy to get a sneak peek into what design she has in store. We're also joined by Dana Oliver, the beauty editor here at HuffPost Style. So great to have you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So happy to have you. Not your first time at the rodeo. Do you still get nervous for Fashion Week?
You know, I don't get nervous, but it's such a tremendous amount of work in such a short time. There's so many people in my company that are affected by it. So it's just a lot of anxious tension that I really don't care for. So for me, I'm happy to be done with the collection, and usually I do them closer to the beginning of Fashion Week so that I can go and enjoy other people's shows properly without all of that kind of awkwardness that happens before you show your collection.
Are there any shows you're particularly looking forward to?
Yes, I love Vera Wang, I love Marquesa. I just love fashion in general, and so those girls are my friends, but I go to Naeem Khan, who I greatly admire, an Indian designer. Yeah, I go to as many as I can. You know,
two of those designers, big bridal designers, and I, being a Rachel Roy girl, am holding out hope that you will do a lot of bridal in the time it takes me to get married.
Sweet. Yes, I would love to. I'd actually love to do a line of bridesmaids dresses because I think...
Please, dear God, please.
Yes, right? Like we want some dresses that we want to wear afterwards.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that's possible?
Yes, 100%. Absolutely. It's just really taking a cocktail dress shape and extending it, and yeah, there's so many different modern, sexy ways to do bridal or bridesmaids dresses.
Okay, I'll think of that the next time I'm in a poof ball. Now, this show is going to be digital. Why?
Yes, I'm actually shooting it today, so I love you guys so much. I left, I gave up a little control and came to talk to you guys today, but just the process is so much easier. You have pros and cons. So pros would be the buyers, the editors are so inundated with so many shows. There is a very small amount of people that actually make the decisions about what goes into the stores and what goes into the magazines. And we're all trying to get them to attend our show. So the idea of shooting a runway show, putting it into a book with a video screen, pressing play, and they can watch it in the privacy of their office when they have time. So for convenience, I decided to do it, but also just to get it out there. Like when I was a girl, I wanted to watch a fashion show and never had access to it. And now the same day that my buyers and editors see my show, so can, you know, a young girl, a young boy in her home.
I love this.
I know, I love it. But, you know, I love your presentations that you've done in previous seasons where, you know, it was up close. So speaking to that point of just opening it up to so many people around the world, how does it, you know?
I mean, I like for fashion to be accessible. I think one of the really beautiful things about fashion is that it can make you feel better about yourself.
Right.
So for me, I really approach it from a place of when you put on that one dress or that one garment that makes you remember what's beautiful about life. You feel stronger, you feel smarter, you feel sexier. So I want to be able to share that with as many people as possible. But you know, one of the cons would be there's nothing that replaces a human experience.
Right.
And so, you know, I'm trying it out this season. There's 2 fashion weeks a year. If I'm not successful, I can attempt something else next time.
Is it cheaper to do it digitally?
It's actually not. For me, it's more expensive because not only do I have to hire my casting agent, my models, my hair, my makeup, I now have to build a set that I normally don't have to build for presentations. I have to hire 3 cameras, an editing crew, a production crew. So for me, it's a little bit more expensive.
So is the stress like at a higher level now?
No, not at all. Like the girls walk down. If I didn't like the way she walked, she can walk down again.
Oh.
Yeah, and I can catch the detail shots that if you're at a live show, you may miss.
Right.
So if I want someone to focus on a pocket or a shoulder, I can have them focus on that by what I have the camera focus on.
Nice. So you're still getting that, like,
I'm still telling the story through my point of view very specifically. And you know, when you go to a runway show, they're crowded, they're busy, they never have your name down right, you don't know where you're sitting, so you already kind of start out in this weird mode of feeling bad about yourself. unless you're, Anna Wintour. And so, I even experienced that, right? Like
that makes me feel so good, because even just seeing the photos of people watching the runway shows make me feel bad about myself.
Why?
Because there's some tension that they pick up in the camera where you are there, not necessarily to see, but to be seen. And
I think that happens for some people. But, for me, I think you go to a fashion show if you love fashion, right? Like, I only go to a football game if I know one of the players or something. Like, I don't love it, right? But I'll go to support somebody. But with fashion, I really, really love it. And so I think that, I don't know, I haven't had that experience that you're talking about with the tension, but I have had that you can't get into a club kind of feeling. And that's horrible, because I'm the kind of person, if I can't get into a club, I'm going home.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with a show because it's work.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm hoping that I'm eliminating all of that and making people feel like they're included if they want to be.
Yeah, it's like the introverts fashion show, which I could really get into. You have to explain to me. You are now designing a season ahead. How do you do that? How do you have a sense of what's going to be fresh fall 2013?
It's a really good question. There's several ways. So after every fashion week, there's something called PV, and that is in Paris, and it's the size of like 6 football fields. It's all fabric vendors. And so we all walk that. We all see the same fabrics, the same colors, and we do start to kind of be on the same plane when it comes to what's new, what's being offered. And then it's just a feeling. And I think that everyone's really good at least one thing. And fashion is the one place I don't doubt myself. And of course, there's so many areas that I do. But if it feels right, if I feel good in it, I think someone else will too.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how do you keep that like Rachel Roy signature, that fun or that freshness every season?
How do I keep that? I think that, for me, I try everything on in the fittings. So I not only fit on my fit model, but I try it on. And so I have all of the same issues that any of my customers do. But I want newness, and so I just I represent them.
Can we talk about your fit model, though? Because as someone who owns a lot of your dresses, you cut for a girl who has junk in the trunk, which is not common. So who is it that you are fitting?
I'm fitting on someone that has a really nice shape, and in my opinion, someone that has a really nice shape has curves. Yeah. Yeah. And so where you
do realize that's a novelty.
Yes, but I don't mind. Yeah. I mean, what was I going to say? So someone that has curves, we usually have a few curves where you don't want them, and so it's my job to hide those curves and show off.
Accentuate.
Yeah, and show off the areas that we love. But I want to know, like, why you think people are tense at the fashion shows. Like, is that no, it's interesting. Like, is it from pictures, or have you been? Is it like
pictures? I always feel like when I see them. I mean, I think it's also because I always see pictures of the Olsen twins, and they seem very tense to me. Generally,
they could be shy. Sometimes it happens with shy people. Like, I think they don't like me, and then I just realize, oh, you're just quiet. But I'm sure there's a few snots out there, but in general.
That might be it. I feel like you don't see a lot of smiles. It's not a smiley crowd.
Oh, I'd have to laugh. Like, I need to be surrounded by laughter. So for me, it's really important. Yeah, no. It's all about who you surround yourself with. Some of my best friends work in fashion. I put horse blinders on to the ones that give any negative energy. And really, I've been so supported as a brown woman in fashion. I've never felt any discrimination. I'm definitely not the stereotype when it comes to what fashion may look like. And I feel like it's never been a hindrance at all.
And you don't feel like anyone is ever like trotting out their half Indian designer? It's like, oh, don't worry, we have diversity, Rachel's here.
No, because I own my own company.
Yep, that's huge.
So I would actually be trotting myself out.
Yeah. No, I do think that there's a difference, though, between being the businesswoman and being the designer.
It's hard.
And being both.
It's very hard to use both sides of your brain to do it properly. I mean, who wants to be the girl that not only has to decide between 2 fabrics and 10, of course I want 10, and of course I want more chances to get it right, but the business side of me, the one that's actually writing the checks, has to make very smart decisions, and it's not easy.
Yeah, I want to bring in this comment from Ibrahim Sapien. It's a little compliment for you. I think Rachel Roy is one of the most beautiful American women today. You have become your brand. I mean,
thank you.
That's
so sweet.
Do you have a sense of that?
I represent women that work, that are mothers, that are divorced, that are married, that have busy lives, that are trying to balance and sometimes miss it. I want to be a spokesperson for those women, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, who doesn't want to hear that? We'll take it. I do want to pull up, we have a sketch from Rachel's Fall 2013 collection. Tell us a little bit about this.
So this is a velvet burnout where you see kind of the mink color, that's velvet, and where you see black is translucent. And it's a mini peplum, so the sides you have a bejeweled peplum and also some jewels on the shoulder. And hopefully I'll be able to dress someone in that maybe for the award season.
And or Michelle Obama. I'd love to see Michelle Obama.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yes.
Yes.
You've
Big
dressed her a number of times.
I have, yeah. Super honored. For someone that's so heavily scrutinized, to choose my clothing is such a compliment. Hopefully it means that she feels confident and strong and beautiful in it. And that's the intent anyway.
Yeah.
So
I want to pull up some pictures we have of Michelle Obama in pieces of yours.
So,
I mean, so exciting.
Yeah, no, she's great. And I mean, imagine if you get, I love this one. So this is when she's in India. So for me, that was like a real personal, triumphant moment. But imagine if you get however many emails that she gets or tweets or texts about like how awful you look or how amazing you look, right?
Yep.
Like all day long, every day. And people are probably having meetings about your appearance, literally. And if she chooses some of your pieces, it's a really great feeling.
Yeah, especially for her, because there's this complicated relationship where she not only needs to look good, but she needs to be wearing things at a price point that doesn't disenfranchise her from the average consumer.
Absolutely, but you know what? I think people are allowed to enjoy fashion. So, you know, once in a while I make an expensive purchase, but I make that purchase myself and I enjoy it, and I think she should be able to as well.
Yeah, I agree. I want to bring in this comment from Antonia, who says, love Rachel Roy and her classic style. So glad she also offers an affordable line at Macy's and online.
Thank you.
Love Rachel Roy.
You do?
Yes, one of my favorites.
Thank
It's at a great price point.
Yeah, no, that was really important to me because growing up, I was that girl. So I was the girl that collected Vogue magazines. You know, it's only a couple of bucks. I still have all of them in my office, but I couldn't afford what I saw in the magazines. And we would get $200 to go back to school shopping. I lived in the Bay Area. We would go to Mervyn's, and I would hate every piece of clothing I saw in there. And I asked my mom, like, what can I do? How do I extend this 200? And she's like, you could either go vintage shopping, or you can become a buyer, and you can start changing the clothes that are in the stores. And so she put that seed in my head. And really, it's true. You don't have to design down. You can respect the customer at any price point, and that's really what I try hard to do. And I approve every single design. There's not one thing that gets sold that I don't like.
And a lot more separates in that collection. I feel like a lot more capacity to mix and match.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Wow, you did your homework, because I didn't even consider that. I just think it's a younger customer, and she's not wearing as many dresses. So the way I think is a little different than how you think, but it's exactly right.
Because your older customers, which I
I'm designing
no, but not at all. We're wearing them to work. I mean, these are workplace dresses.
Yes, Rachel Roy is designed for the working woman, for a woman that can't afford a certain price point at work. And you know, it takes some growing in your career before you can afford certain price points. And so I very much respect my customer and the point that she's at in her life.
And I feel like that Rachel Roy line actually, you're seeing a maturation in that customer into the Rachel Roy line. Is that something?
I hope so. Yeah, definitely. And you know, listen, my mom wears pieces from Rachel Roy.
There's balance.
My 13-year-old wears pieces, so there's crossover. But the intent is young, fun. It's a lot more inexpensive, so you don't have to be as careful with your choices, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I follow you on Instagram, and your daughter wears a lot of Rachel Roy. Do you get some inspiration from her?
Absolutely.
She show you how to do it?
I get inspiration from what she's willing to mix. I think that, you know, I can just have a little bit more fun when I design that collection. When I design Rachel Roy, I want to be really careful about what I design so that it can stay in her closet a really long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I do...
Is this whole show just us talking?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, for half an hour?
Yeah. Do you want to go? Are you done?
No, I just feel like I'm going to bore people to death.
No, you would be shocked. The number of women in this office who have been freaking out about
like, are we cutting to anything at any time?
And, well, here's something we can cut to.
Is anyone coming to dance for us? Like, what's going on?
We can go to some pictures from your spring collection, which I just want to take a look at in large part because Dana is
I love
such
you're
a
so
big
sweet.
fan. I will get to those.
And thank you for wearing the dress. You look beautiful in it.
Thank
and
you.
I designed for women exactly like you guys. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well,
smart women, like everyone back there. Those are my inspirations. I don't actually go after celebrities. If there's a celebrity that wants to wear it, I'm flattered. But my goal is designed for smart, working women that are changing the world.
Do you have celebrities that have been your favorite to dress?
Michelle, definitely. Oprah, Iman. I like dressing women that are not afraid of the word no. They just keep pushing, but in a very respectful, graceful way. Kimberly, who else have we dressed that I was excited about that I don't remember right now?
Let's look at spring because there is so much color. Now, can you even remember this collection at this point?
Yes, I love it. Okay. So this I actually just made for Oprah, so I hope that she uses it for O Magazine.
Okay.
I love it. I love the idea that spring starts a new season. We're coming out of the cold. We can use color to change our mood, and that's really what this dress does for me. I position the buttons so that because you're so covered, you can be a little sexier with the button placement.
And how did you come up with those colors, to mix those two colors?
That's the most fun part of design. For me, picking prints and colors, you literally just lay them out. You remember what you saw on PV when you walked this. It really takes like 3 days to walk it and see it. And then it's just a feeling. But I have a great team, and so it's a discussion. I mean, imagine just sitting around discussing colors.
I can't.
And taking it seriously. It's so much fun. And I hold it up to skin color. Right. So for me, skin color is quite important. What makes us look good. And for spring, I wanted us to look happy, youthful, and sexy.
Yeah, which I think is accomplished in this next look, which is really fun.
Thank you. Yeah, so the shorts I wanted kind of loose and sexy, nothing that's going to make us feel bad about ourselves, but still I wanted it to be youthful.
Because a white short really does have the capacity to make you feel bad about yourself.
It could go there very quickly, really quickly. But no, I do things like when I'm fitting, I take the widest point of a woman's body and it doesn't go tighter than that. So you really have no idea what's going on. And that's the key, Like there's certain kind of illusions that you can give the eye so it really doesn't know, and it does take a few pounds off. Visually.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this, can we see Hillary Clinton in this pink pantsuit?
I would love to dress her.
That would be so fun.
FYI, I would love to dress her.
If you're watching Hillary. Secretary Clinton.
Maybe not that. That might be a little inappropriate. When someone when you're dressing someone, you have to really think about the event and I want people to hear what she's saying and not ridicule.
Wonder if she has capris on.
Or just give her a hard time. Yeah. And what if she's absolutely saying the most intelligent speech of her life and then Rachel Roy dressed her in a hot pink suit? That would be a disaster.
Yeah. And this look I don't think we'll see on her anytime soon, but I do love it. Talk about mixing and matching.
So I'm a big print girl, and I think that might be from my Northern California upbringing or my Indian heritage, but I mix prints for women in the same garment so they don't have to think about it themselves, and that's just one example of a way to do it.
Yeah, I love all of the detail
I know.
Here.
Thank you. Yeah, so even the belt at this point. And again, this is a show, so this is how I'm doing it to an extreme. I would do it.
So I'm not supposed to actually put it together.
Right. What's your
No,
tip
this
for,
is the extreme. So you can wear this, and this works, but you can take off piece by piece, and it would still work. I really believe that fashion, you have to make it your own.
Right.
Just because you see it on a celebrity, just because it's a trend, doesn't mean that it works for you. And it sounds corny, but it has to start from inside. And if you feel confident in it, no matter what it is, you will project confidence. And that's how certain women get away with what seemingly is the most crazy outfit. Yeah. It really does start from the inside.
But does that mean when you're styling someone, have you ever had someone push back and say, I don't think that's me?
Yeah.
And you have to honor that.
Into a print master.
I don't convert them. I ask them what their favorite prints are. And you know if you like a stripe or if you like an animal print or if you like a floral print. And so I'll start from there. And if they don't feel comfortable in it, they're not going to make the clothes look good. And so I don't want to dress them in it.
Right. So now in this picture, I have a question. Do you think there's anyone who can't wear white pants?
I actually wear white denim all year round. I feel slimmer in them. I wear Levi's 501 men's button fly. They're amazing. They hold you in because the button fly, because of the non-stretch, they actually make you look thinner, and I think they look so crisp. So that's actually my favorite. I'll wear it with a black turtleneck, with a men's shirt. So, you know, I'm a little biased, but I do think that white, people have a misconception about.
What do you mean? That it makes you look bigger? Or
I think, yeah, people think that it makes you look bigger, and I actually don't. It depends on the cut.
I thought you were going to try to sell me on the idea that it's a color. I want to pull up this picture because
it's a non-color, which is still a color. Yes.
I love this power sleeve here.
Yeah, the strong shoulder.
Yep, really strong shoulder.
Yes, and I tried to make it a little feminine and not as in-your-face military by giving it by giving it a bit of fabric manipulation. But yeah, you know, strong shoulders are still very in. I believe in them. I think that they frame the body and make you look thinner again. So, you know, if your shoulders go out just a bit, everything within will look smaller. So that was the idea with that.
So now I've been eyeing this one, but I am nervous about how white it is, to your point about white.
This is actually a blush.
Ooh,
so in person, that's like a blush pink. It's actually the color of Sarah's jacket. Can you wave? Yes. So that's the blush. And then a nice like neon pink, but it also comes in blush and black. So I can send that to you.
Oh,
but that's an interesting juxtaposition of
the blush and black.
Where the bolder color comes in near the, I guess, the hip to accentuate the curves, like you said, of a woman.
Yes, nice point. We work very hard on that, and so we have this very, very thin white tape that we fit with, and we literally move it around her body until it makes her look like a guitar, but not ears.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Yeah, we don't like the ears.
So now, Rachel, a lot of us follow you on Instagram, on Twitter.
Do?
Yeah, we do. So we're watching your every move. But that's not common. I think of fashion as being this very insidery world, and you've chosen...
but not my world in fashion.
Not your world. But you've chosen to share a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I don't share everything. You know, I'm having a breakdown. I don't necessarily put that on, but I will talk about how difficult it is to balance. So definitely talk about that.
How do you decide, though, where the line is for you?
So if I put pictures of my kids, of course, I won't put anything inappropriate. I don't. My job really is to inspire. And I think inspiration can come from someone knowing some of my hardships, but not if it gets to the point of being depressing. So inspiration not only comes in clothing, but it can come in what book I'm reading, and did I find something, some tool to help me make it through the day? Why wouldn't I pass that on? And it's just a tweet. I mean, it takes 2 seconds to read, and if you don't want the information, you can ignore it.
So what do you love about interacting with people on Twitter and Instagram?
I like sharing things that make me happy, because I like the idea of leaving someone a bit happier than how I found them. And I appreciate that in others as well. And I feel that if I have been given an opportunity to have a little joy, it is my goal and my purpose to keep passing it on.
So now I have to ask, I see you on Instagram a lot with one of your many besties, Kim Kardashian.
Yes.
And I have to imagine it is hard to be Kim Kardashian, and it's also hard to be her friend because she is under an enormous amount of scrutiny all the time. And she similarly has made her life very public. Is there something you wish people knew or understood about Kim that they don't just from watching what they watch?
I mean, I don't want to speak on anyone's behalf, so I don't really know what people know or don't know, but she's quite loyal. She's very supportive. She's non-judgmental. She's someone that I have told many personal things to. They've never gotten back to me. She's a girl's girl.
Yeah, you sort of get that sense watching her.
She's definitely a girl's girl. Yeah.
Yeah, then I think that's part of why people like seeing the two of you together. Similarly, Gabrielle Union, who I know is blogging for you right now. Also,
she's my guest editor. Yep.
Also a girl's girl.
The Month of Love, because I think she has such a good example of a loving relationship. She is a girl that will sit and tell you her hardships, how she made it through. She will work her ass off with you. I have so much respect for her, and she can make you laugh like none other.
So now, since I do want to end by talking about Fashion Week, big trends, just sort of big headlines that we can expect.
For fall?
Yeah.
Leather as a fabric. So not just in like leggings, in t-shirts, in skirts. Military green as the new black. So, you know, we all wear black. I do too. It's kind of our go-to outfit. And so I'm proposing different shades of dark green to do the same.
Excellent. All right. Well, we will look forward to that. I want to show you.
That was so quick. I hope.
Really? Are you sure we didn't torture you?
No, I'm not tortured. I'm just worried about. I can't even look at myself in the camera. I'm so bored.
I do want to show you this one photo before we go. This is me with my dad and Vice President Biden.
That's so cool.
I am in a Rachel Roy dress, and this is the dress that got him to say "Holy mackerel." I don't know if you saw that clip all over the Today Show. But everyone was upset because I was unidentified, and I was upset because I'm like, that's not just a red dress.
Oh my God, wait, I want to see
dress.
that clip. Can we show that?
Oh, I don't have it, but I'll show you later.
Because he thought you were hot? That's so cool.
I need a dress, who really knows?
No, but yes, this is my goal, for you to be smart, confident, and hot. Why can't we be all? I love that. It's the best thing you could have told me.
All right, good.
So cool.
So great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks,
you guys are so sweet.